Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every believer's life when hardship, loss, and struggle seem endless. You may have prayed, cried, and hoped, yet the breakthrough you long for has not yet arrived. But the truth is, Allah is already paving the way for something far greater than you can imagine. He sends signs, small, subtle, and sometimes hidden, to signal that good times are on the horizon. Recognizing these signs is a key part of trusting Him completely, surrendering to His timing, and preparing your heart for the blessings to come. The first sign that good times are approaching is the whisper of patience. Every delay, every closed door, every struggle carries within it a hidden message. Something better is coming. The Quran reminds us, indeed with hardship comes ease. 94:6. This promise is not after the hardship alone, but alongside it. Sometimes the very trials you face are signals that Allah is shaping your path, refining your character, and aligning circumstances for your ultimate good. Think about Prophet Yusuf a.s., who endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. Each moment of difficulty was a sign that Allah was preparing him for a position of power and trust far beyond what he could have imagined. The hardships themselves were the prelude to the goodness waiting ahead. The second sign is unexpected ease in the hardest moments. Have you ever noticed how a small solution appears just when you feel trapped? A word of advice, a timely connection, or an opportunity arrives that you didn't even plan for. These moments are not coincidences. They are Allah's gentle signals. Even when the weight of life feels unbearable, He sends subtle shifts that indicate relief is near. It may be as simple as a sudden clarity of mind, the easing of a conflict, or the sudden appearance of resources when you least expect them. These small mercies are often the first sparks that announce a season of abundance and joy approaching your life. The third sign is the opening of doors you didn't even knock on. Allah's plan is precise, and often He prepares blessings without your knowledge. Jobs, relationships, opportunities, or guidance may come from directions you had never considered. The Quran reminds us of how Allah provides from unimaginable sources, and He provides for whom He wills without account. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:212. Trusting these openings, even when they seem coincidental or late, is part of recognizing Allah's plan. Sometimes He delays your prayer so that the answer comes more perfectly than you could have imagined. A fourth sign is inner peace before external change. Often, before the storm clears, Allah prepares your heart. You may notice a subtle calmness, a growing gratitude, or a renewed focus despite ongoing trials. This peace is a sign that your soul is aligning with the blessings to come. When your heart is ready, the external blessings arrive, and you are able to receive them with wisdom, humility, and joy. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ endured immense trials, yet his unwavering trust in Allah kept his heart serene, and it was this peace that allowed him to navigate monumental victories and challenges alike. Finally, the fifth sign is being ready and trusting the timing. Recognizing these signals requires awareness, reflection, and hope. Prepare for blessings by praying, acting righteously, and nurturing gratitude. Stay proactive, but do not rush Allah's timing. Sometimes, the longer the wait, the greater the reward. Allah's plan is always perfect, and when the signs appear, they are indicators that your breakthrough is near. Keep your heart open, your intentions pure, and your faith unwavering. The best moments often arrive when you least expect them, but when you are spiritually ready to receive them. Good times are not random. They are written, signaled, and prepared by Allah. He reminds us repeatedly to hold on, to trust, and to remain vigilant for the signs that indicate His mercy is unfolding. Be patient, notice the whispers, feel the subtle shifts, recognize the doors opening, and prepare your heart. When you do, you will witness how beautifully Allah turns difficulty into ease, waiting into provision, and longing into fulfillment. Patience is not merely a passive act of waiting. It is an active, deliberate, and courageous choice to trust in Allah's wisdom, even when the heart aches and the mind grows weary. In life, we often find ourselves longing for relief, for answers to our prayers, or for the doors we have been knocking on to finally open. Yet, every delay, every obstacle, and every hardship carries a hidden purpose, a message from Allah that something better is being prepared for us. The Quran assures us, indeed with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shah 94:6. This promise is profound because it reminds us that the pain we endure is never wasted. It is accompanied by divine preparation for the blessings that are yet to come. Patience is the key to recognizing this preparation the quiet assurance that Allah is orchestrating events in ways far beyond our comprehension, and that our current struggles are part of a greater plan designed with perfect wisdom. Consider the story of Prophet Yusuf as, whose life exemplifies the transformative power of patience. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned, Yusuf faced trials that would have crushed the spirit of any ordinary person. Yet, he endured with patience, trusting in Allah's plan at every stage. Each moment of difficulty was a precursor to a future filled with honor, leadership, and fulfillment far beyond his early imagination. His patience was not passive waiting, it was active trust, resilience, and faith in Allah's timing. Through his example, we learn that delays are not denials, hardships are not punishments, and obstacles are not the end. They are signs that something better is being prepared. Patience also transforms the way we perceive time and struggle. When we are caught in trials, it is easy to feel frustrated or despairing, as though the blessings we desire will never arrive. Yet, those who cultivate patience see delays differently. They begin to understand that each waiting period, each challenge, and each moment of difficulty is an opportunity for growth, refinement, and preparation. The struggle itself becomes a teacher, shaping resilience, humility, and reliance on Allah. In this sense, patience is not simply about enduring, it is about learning, growing, and aligning the heart with divine wisdom. It is the recognition that Allah's timing is always perfect, even when it appears delayed from a human perspective. Furthermore, patience is intertwined with hope and gratitude. The believer who practices patience does not merely tolerate hardship, they actively seek to find lessons, mercy, and blessings within it. They hold on to hope, confident that relief and goodness are coming. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Wonderful is the affair of the believer, for there is good for him in every matter, and this is not the case with anyone except the believer. If he is happy, he thanks Allah, and that is good for him. If he is harmed, he shows patience, and that is good for him." This hadith illustrates that patience is a gateway to divine favor. It is the lens through which trials are transformed into opportunities, and delays become preludes to blessings. Patience also requires the heart to remain steadfast under pressure. It is easy to be patient when circumstances are favorable, but true patience manifests when the nights are long, when the burdens feel unbearable, and when the soul cries out for relief. It is at these moments that the believer turns to Allah, repeating prayers, whispering supplications, and seeking closeness to the one who never abandons. This conscious effort to remain patient in adversity strengthens faith, purifies intentions, and prepares the believer to receive the goodness that Allah has meticulously arranged. The whisper of patience is the first sign that good times are coming. Every delay, every closed door, and every test is a subtle signal that Allah is at work, aligning circumstances, preparing hearts, and orchestrating blessings beyond imagination. When a believer embraces patience, they learn to see trials not as obstacles, but as stepping stones toward divine favor. Each moment of endurance, each act of trust, each sigh of hope is a preparation for the ease, relief, and abundance that Allah promises. The heart that masters patience begins to recognize that struggle is not the absence of mercy, it is the prelude to it, the quiet whisper that Allah's goodness is near, and that better days are already being written in the unseen, awaiting their perfect arrival. Often relief and blessings arrive in ways that are subtle, gentle, and almost imperceptible. When the heaviest trials weigh upon the heart, the first signs of good times are rarely dramatic. They are small shifts, quiet easings, and subtle changes that indicate Allah's mercy is beginning to unfold. Recognizing these moments requires attentiveness, reflection, and a heart tuned to divine signals. The Quran reminds us, "So truly where there is hardship there is also ease." Surah Ash-Shah 94:6. The ease may appear as a simple solution to a persistent problem, a small reprieve in a challenging situation, or a glimpse of light that lifts the heart. These moments are not coincidental. They are Allah's way of preparing you, signaling that the dawn is near, and showing that the tides of life are shifting in your favor. Imagine a farmer tending to his field during a long drought. The soil is dry, the sun burns fiercely, and the harvest seems impossible. Yet, after days of patience and care, the first drops of rain appear. It is subtle at first, soft, almost unnoticeable, but it signals that life is returning, that growth is about to happen. and that months of hardship are beginning to bear fruit. Similarly, Allah often sends small signs of ease during our trials. Perhaps a solution appears unexpectedly, a strained relationship softens, a burden lifts slightly, or an opportunity presents itself in a way that seems minor, but has the potential to change everything. These are not coincidences, they are indications that good times are approaching, that Allah's plan is unfolding, and that the hardship was never permanent. The Prophet ﷺ taught us to be attentive to such moments. There are countless examples from his life where small eases preceded significant blessings. When he and his companions faced extreme hardship in Mecca, small gestures of support from others, brief moments of relief, and subtle signs of divine protection came before major victories. These early signals were reminders to remain patient, hopeful, and vigilant. In our own lives, these subtle shifts may take many forms: a kind word that changes your perspective, a sudden opportunity that redirects your path, or a moment of clarity that solves confusion. Each of these small eases is a message from Allah, a sign that your situation is on the verge of transformation. Recognizing these signs requires faith and awareness. It is easy to overlook minor improvements when the weight of struggle is heavy, but those who cultivate spiritual attentiveness learn to see Allah's hand at work in even the smallest details. Perhaps a long-standing obstacle is suddenly less challenging, or a persistent worry begins to fade. Maybe a solution appears from an unexpected direction, a friend offers help at just the right time, or resources come together in a way that feels almost miraculous. These subtle shifts are whispers of mercy, hints that good times are near, and reassurance that Allah's plan is precise and perfect. Subtle ease also builds hope and resilience. Each small change strengthens faith, reminding the believer that Allah is attentive and that their struggle is not in vain. The heart begins to shift from despair to anticipation, from worry to trust, and from fatigue to renewed energy. It is as though Allah is preparing the soul for the greater blessings to come, softening the heart, building gratitude, and creating readiness to receive the abundance He has destined. Just as a river slowly cuts through rock over time, these subtle signs carve pathways for blessings, signaling that the flow of mercy is about to reach its fullness. These small moments of ease are a reminder that Allah's timing is perfect. The relief that arrives may be quiet at first, almost imperceptible, but it is a precursor to larger life-changing blessings. They teach the believer to recognize Allah's hand in every aspect of life, to trust that what is unfolding is for the best, and to remain steadfast, hopeful, and patient. Every subtle shift in circumstances is a signal, a divine hint that good times are approaching, and that the heart, mind, and soul are being prepared to embrace the ease, abundance, and joy that Allah has written for them. Sometimes blessings arrive in ways that we could never have imagined, from directions we never considered, and through doors we never even knocked on. Allah's plans are perfect, and often the signs that good times are approaching are hidden in unexpected opportunities, divine guidance, or connections that appear at precisely the right moment. The Quran reminds us that Allah provides for whom He wills without account. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:212, emphasizing that sustenance, guidance, and relief often come from sources we could never foresee. The believer who notices these openings recognizes them as signs of mercy, indications that Allah is orchestrating blessings, and evidence that the hardships they have endured are making way for a season of goodness. These unexpected doors often arrive silently, requiring attentiveness and awareness. Perhaps a new opportunity appears at work, a relationship that seemed impossible is restored, or guidance comes from an unlikely source. At first it may seem ordinary, a casual conversation, a brief message, or a chance encounter, but these small openings can lead to life-changing blessings, if the heart is prepared to recognize and seize them. The believer who trusts in Allah sees these moments not as coincidences, but as evidence of divine planning, a subtle announcement that good times are near. Each unanticipated opportunity, when accepted with gratitude and sincerity, can become the turning point that transforms struggles into triumphs. History is filled with examples where doors opened unexpectedly for those who remained patient and faithful. The Prophet Yusuf has experienced betrayal, imprisonment, and hardship, yet doors of provision, leadership, and influence opened for him at just the right moments. Similarly, in the life of the Prophet Muhammad relief and guidance often appeared in unexpected forms: a supportive companion, a strategic move, or an inspired decision, precisely when the need was greatest. These examples illustrate that Allah's mercy is not bound by conventional expectations. He provides in ways that surpass human planning and imagination. The believer who remains vigilant recognizes these divine openings as signs that the path toward ease and blessings is already being paved. The opening of doors is also tied to preparation. Often Allah allows trials and delays not to punish but to ready the believer for the blessings to come. When the heart, mind, and circumstances are aligned, these doors open smoothly, and the believer is ready to step into them with humility, gratitude, and wisdom. A sudden opportunity without preparation might not yield lasting benefit, but when the heart has been refined by patience, trust, and resilience, even an unexpected chance becomes a means of profound growth, provision, and happiness. This is why recognizing and appreciating these openings is essential. They are both a sign and a test, inviting the believer to respond with faith and readiness. Opportunities often appear subtly, requiring awareness and trust. A minor change in a routine, a suggestion from a friend, or a seemingly small event can signal a door opening. The believer who has trained their heart to look for Allah's signs learns to notice these moments, act upon them with faith, and step into the blessings that have been prepared. Each opening is evidence that the hardships were not in vain, that divine timing is precise, and that Allah is actively guiding life's circumstances toward what is best. The opening of doors we never knocked on reminds the believer that life is not random, and that Allah's mercy often arrives quietly, invisibly, and unexpectedly. These signs encourage hope, reinforce patience, and inspire trust in Allah's perfect timing. When recognized, these divine openings are a source of strength, motivation, and gratitude, demonstrating that even while we endure hardship, Allah is orchestrating events, providing guidance, and paving the way for good times to arrive at the perfect moment. Each opportunity, each sign, each unexpected blessing is a message. Allah has not forgotten you, and your time of ease, relief, and joy is approaching in ways far beyond what you could have imagined. True blessings are not only measured by external circumstances, they are first reflected in the state of the heart. One of the clearest signs that good times are coming is the emergence of inner peace, a sense of calm and trust that precedes the tangible changes in life. Allah often prepares the heart before He manifests the external blessings, and this preparation is a sign that ease, relief, and goodness are near. The Quran reminds us that Allah places contentment and reassurance in the hearts of His servants as a mercy, saying, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Surah Ar-13:28. The believer who begins to feel this tranquility, even amidst ongoing trials, is experiencing a subtle yet profound signal that the storm is ending, and the sun is about to rise. Inner peace manifests as a quiet confidence, a subtle shift in perception, and a deep sense of trust that Allah's plan is unfolding perfectly. Even when difficulties continue externally, the heart begins to feel lighter, worries become more manageable, and faith grows stronger. This peace is a gift, a sign from Allah that the believer is spiritually aligned with the forthcoming blessings. It is as if Allah pressed reassurance into the heart. Be patient, be steadfast. I am preparing for you something better. This internal transformation is crucial because it allows the believer to approach new opportunities, solutions, and blessings with readiness, gratitude, and humility. Without this inner alignment, external ease may be fleeting or unnoticed. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu experienced this reality in his own life. Despite facing immense trial, opposition, and loss, his heart remained steadfast and at peace, grounded in trust and reliance upon Allah. This inner serenity allowed him to respond wisely to challenges, to lead with clarity, and to embrace the blessings that came at the perfect moment. For believers today, the emergence of similar inner calm is a clear sign that Allah is preparing their circumstances for ease. It signals that while the trials may still be present, the foundation for relief, provision, and joy is already being laid. Inner peace also transforms the believer's perception of hardship. What once seemed unbearable begins to feel manageable. Stress, anxiety, and fear gradually give way to patience, trust, and hope. This shift is often subtle, perhaps a reduction in worry over a persistent problem, a newfound ability to focus on solutions instead of complaints, or a sense of gratitude emerging amidst challenges. These signs of internal readiness indicate that Allah is preparing the believer to receive external blessings fully and wisely. The heart's serenity acts as a bridge between current trials and future triumphs, ensuring that when ease arrives, it is embraced with gratitude and understanding, rather than anxiety or doubt. Real-life experiences illustrate this phenomenon. Consider someone struggling with financial hardship, relationship challenges,
or career uncertainty, when they begin to notice moments of unexpected clarity, composure, or calm despite ongoing difficulty, these are signs that Allah is preparing their heart for resolution. Perhaps a solution will appear, an opportunity will unfold, or guidance will become clear. But before these external changes occur, the inner readiness is established. The heart's preparation ensures that when blessings arrive, they are appreciated, utilized wisely, and aligned with divine purpose. Inner peace is also linked to prayer, reflection, and reliance on Allah. As believers engage in dhikr, dua, and acts of obedience, their hearts soften, patience deepens, and hope strengthens. This spiritual preparation is a crucial aspect of recognizing good times before they manifest externally. It is an invitation to remain attentive, reflective, and receptive to Allah's signs. When the heart is calm, the believer can recognize subtle shifts in circumstances, opportunities opening, and solutions emerging, all of which signal that relief and blessings are imminent. The emergence of inner peace before external change is a powerful sign from Allah. It reassures the believer that their struggles are not in vain, that mercy is on the horizon, and that the forthcoming blessings will be aligned with divine wisdom. This peace prepares the heart to receive goodness, encourages patience during remaining trial, and nurtures trust in Allah's perfect timing. It is both a signal and a gift, gently guiding the believer toward the good times that are approaching, ensuring that when ease finally arrives, it is fully appreciated and deeply felt. The final sign that good times are approaching is the readiness of the heart and life to embrace Allah's blessings, coupled with complete trust in His timing. Recognizing and responding to the signs of ease, mercy, and opportunity require an active engagement with faith. It is not passive waiting. The believer must prepare by remaining steadfast in prayer, maintaining hope, acting with sincerity, and living in alignment with divine guidance. The Quran reminds us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah Talaq 65:3. Reliance on Allah does not mean inactivity. It means living purposefully while trusting that the outcomes are in the hands of the Most Wise. Preparing for blessings while waiting for divine timing is a mark of true faith and maturity. Preparation begins with the heart. A heart attuned to Allah's guidance is ready to recognize opportunities, respond to mercy, and act upon the openings He provides. When the heart is humble, patient, and grateful, the believer can receive blessings with awareness and appreciation. Sometimes, ease and success may come through challenges, requiring wisdom to navigate. If the heart is unprepared, opportunities may be overlooked, blessings may be misused, or the lessons embedded within the divine favor may go unlearned. This is why Allah shapes the inner self before opening external doors. He ensures that the heart is ready to receive the goodness He has destined. Being ready also means maintaining hope during waiting periods. Often the signs of upcoming blessings appear long before the full ease manifests. Perhaps the heart experiences peace, subtle shifts in circumstances occur, or small opportunities emerge. These are indicators that good times are near, but they require faith and attentiveness to recognize. The believer's role is to act when appropriate, continue praying earnestly, and trust that Allah's timing is perfect. Hope is not passive, it is a motivating force that encourages resilience, perseverance, and continuous engagement with righteous action. It transforms waiting from a period of frustration into a time of spiritual growth and preparation. Practical readiness is also vital. While trusting Allah, the believer must act in ways that align with His guidance and the signs He provides. This includes nurturing relationships, seeking knowledge, improving skills, and responding to opportunities when they arise. The combination of trust and action is powerful. While Allah controls outcomes, human effort, sincerity, and responsibility are part of the divine equation. A believer who recognizes the signs, prays, and acts with wisdom is like a traveler who notices the first hints of a path through the wilderness. They prepare their steps, gather provisions, and follow the guidance toward the promised destination. Trust and timing is an essential companion to readiness. Allah often delays ease and blessings not out of neglect, but to perfect the circumstances, refine the heart, and align events with His greater will. Many times, what seems late or uncertain is in fact perfectly timed to maximize benefit, prevent harm, or create lasting impact. The believer learns to trust these delays, seeing them as part of a larger tapestry in which every thread is carefully placed. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu exemplified this trust throughout his life, enduring immense trials while remaining confident that Allah's plot was unfolding precisely as it should, and that ease and victory would come at the appointed moment. Preparing for blessings also nurtures gratitude. When good times finally arrive, the believer who has patiently waited, actively sought guidance, and maintained hope experiences a depth of gratitude that amplifies the joy and benefit of the blessings. This gratitude further strengthens faith, reinforces reliance on Allah, and encourages continued mindfulness of Allah's mercy. It is a cycle: preparation through trust, patience, and action. Allah's blessings to be fully realized. Blessings generate gratitude, and gratitude nurtures further readiness for future mercy and favor. Ultimately, being ready and trusting the timing of Allah is a sign that good times are approaching. The believer who engages their heart, mind, and actions with awareness, patience, and hope is prepared to receive what Allah has written. They recognize subtle signs, respond to opportunities, maintain inner peace, and align their efforts with divine guidance. This readiness ensures that when blessings arrive, they are embraced with wisdom, humility, and gratitude, transforming temporary ease into lasting benefit, and demonstrating the power of faith, trust, and purposeful action in receiving Allah's mercy and favor.